I know some of you guys are popping in slowly, so that's totally fine. Yeah, Caroline's is not connecting, so maybe we can help her figure out what's going on there. But yay, we have a lot of fun things in store for you today. And okay, we're trying something different. We made a presentation. So, oh, now I'm disabled from sharing.
Oh.
Will you make me a host again, Sophia?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Make host.
Okay, cool. Now I should be able to share.
Okay.
Alrighty. There she is. All right, let's get into presentation mode here. Present. Maybe. Oh, well, it's not even on the right slide. So yeah, this is Thursday. All right, ladies. So we're going to jump in, trying something a little bit different here. Today, we're going to talk about your unique story, but we've got a few things to cover before we get into that. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so first tonight, Raise Your Vibration starts at 6 p.m. All right, make sure everyone's in there, and that's Mountain Time. So please be there. It'll be amazing. We are hosting these events every the Thursday after each reset. So we'll be doing those consistently. Now I've got this little box of pending people. Jesus Christ, technology. Okay. And so I want to talk about how I've been inviting to it, because I felt like it's been working really well, and you guys maybe can share what's been working for you. So via email, I've kind of got this email list of people that I invite to events. So I do that. But then I also text message them, or I message them on Instagram. Been focusing on my resetters. So if someone isn't responding to your emails, like going and, sending a message doesn't hurt, the double whammy. But what's really been working is in Instagram, sending a video of yourself being like, hey, I'm so excited for tonight or tomorrow or whatever it is. We're doing a Raise Your Vibration event, and I'd love for you to be there. There's going to be meditation and breath work and journaling. It's like a women's circle virtually. And then I send them the flyer, and then I send them the registration link, which is in the email. There's a registration link that's connected to the Abundance Project website. That's really just so we have a list of people. And we're trying to figure out a way to expedite this, but if you're like, so-and-so joined and registered, but I don't have their email, whatever that is, we can find a way to get that to you. So in addition here, yeah, like I said, these will be hosted every month, the Thursday after the reset. So really fun. That's the Zoom room on there. Woohoo. Okay. Now I'm going to let Soph talk about this one. I know we've talked about it before, but we're reiterating, reserve your spot now and invite somebody.
Yeah, so this is our retreat, and we talked about it the other day, a couple weeks ago. And yeah, so we're basically taking deposits right now for this weekend. So if you want to come, I highly suggest reserving your spot. We also have a couple other teams that want to hop in on our retreat, but we're trying to keep it to our group first. So we would love to have you come. And I think I'm going to bring a friend who's a prospect. So that's totally welcome as well. It's such a great way to kind of invite someone into the community that's thinking about it, especially with our amazing retreat lineup, as you can see, that Hannah created here. There's going to be some really amazing things. So it's just a great way to bring someone into the community. And also for yourself, if you've never been to a in-person event, it's really massive what this does for your business. Just connecting with each other on a really personal level, like in person, and doing the little trainings that we have lined up. I mean, it's crazy what this does for the business, just really diving into the community and being together. So Yeah, I have paid for the whole thing, and we're having people reserve spots by Venmoing me. Like I said, it's 129 for the whole weekend for uh like the house. And I just realized that I think I did book it through I think when you hit Sunday, it's through Sunday night. So right now I have it until Monday, which I don't know. Hannah, I just Gwen brought that to my attention because she saw that it was. I guess I'm booked it for Sunday night too. So if
Oh,
people are traveling, we could do Friday to Monday. We can talk about that. But yeah, let us know if you're interested and you want to
perfect.
come.
Yay.
So, sorry, just a question. How much do we have to Venmo you to like reserve our spot? That's the whole thing.
Um, that would be preferable just because then it's paid for and you don't have to worry about it later. But if that's an issue and you really want to come and you want to put like half down, like I'm open. So just talk to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we can always give options.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Reflect.
Okay, well, and I didn't realize that you'd booked that night too, so maybe we're gonna have even more fun. And since
Well,
you
I
don't really
mean,
work anymore, no, I'm kidding.
yeah. Well, if people are making a long trip, I mean, it is kind of nice too. There's a sauna there. There's so many fun things to do outside other than the things that we have planned. So, you know, I'm so excited.
I'm I'm amped. And I know, oh God, Caroline's still having trouble getting in. So if anybody has any ideas on how to help her,
If she goes in as a stranger, like, oh, she's going in from her phone.
She should try to like restart it,
yeah,
honestly.
okay.
Like Zoom just has been having glitches lately.
Okay. If you want to pop that into the tea time, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can help.
So, Jella asked where the retreat is located, and it's in Colorado. So, I don't know if you would be planning on driving or flying, but let's see, it's like 2 hours from Denver. It's pretty close to where we are, right, Hannah?
Yeah, it's basically on Vail Pat. Or no, this is outside of Eagle.
Okay, yeah.
Della, it's Sage. I was gonna drive so we could carpool.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I love it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not on video. I'm driving to my last physical therapy.
Yeah,
Oh.
girl. Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, we'll keep you posted on how things are going to change if we're there for a longer period of time, which honestly sounds like more fun anyway. Groovy. Okay.
Oh yeah. Last thing on Alex's note, just yeah, for people who are flying in, we'll definitely figure out a way. Whether Hannah and I go do a pickup in Denver, Hannah and or I, depending on how many people are flying in, we'll make it work.
Perfect. Cool. So this is another thing we wanted to share. So Sophia again can talk to this, but we really want to keep telling you guys what's been working for us. So this is going to be a new thing, I think, on Tea Time that we can share, like in the past week, what's attracted customers or team. So if you want to talk more about this as well.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I joined Mitra's team call on Tuesday, and there was a guest speaker there. She's one of like the top people in Germany. I think she's in Switzerland now. It was really cool to hear her talk, but one thing that people asked her was like, how do you go about sharing your stuff, right? And she's older. She's kind of like more of my parents' age, I think. But she uses social media as a platform, and she wasn't very familiar with it. So the reason why I'm saying this is because she basically said, like, just do what works. Like, figure out what works for you, and if whatever you get the most hits on for whatever kind of version of thing that you put out there to people, like, just keep doing that because it works. And like, I really liked that she said that, because I've been kind of playing around with different posts and different things, and some days I get a bunch of people and some days I don't. So this one specifically, I don't know what happened, but last week I got 7 customers from this. So that's massive, right? 5 quads and no, 6 quads and one trio. So I think for me, I usually post about my story and my like heart story with it, which I think still works, but I thought maybe I'll just break it down and see what happens. So, you know, like as you guys can see, kind of just made little bullet points that were super simple. Some of you guys commented on it. And it worked. So, yeah, that's basically why we're both showing you guys this, because if it works, then why not try it, right? And you know, I added 250 a day for the blueprints who really need to like break it down in their head. And then this is basically more for like blueprint, I would say blueprint action people, or maybe knowledge as well. Just because like sprinkling in there's medical studies, things like that, but I kept it simple, right? So people could wrap their head around it. There's also still five other people who actually are still asking and looking at stuff from this. So if you want to like use those words, feel free, or make your own. But another thing is why I posted in Tea Time, hey guys, I'm posting this post. Can you please comment and like on it? Please do that, right? We're all here to support each other. So if you're gonna put one of these up, tell us in Tea Time and we'll come on there so that we can make it visible, because the more people who love it or comment on it, the longer it's going to stay up in the front of the Facebook's feed at the top. So when people log on, they'll see that first. So I highly encourage you guys to not be afraid to tell us that you posted something and ask for support, because that's huge too. And yeah, if this resonates with you, that's great. There's also other things that work, but and if one of you guys ever has an experience with a post that like really worked for you, like we said, please let us know so we can keep sharing what's working, because that's the most important thing here, you know? Yeah, Hannah, do you have anything to add?
Everything I was like, well, I want to add this, you said. So I will say that I've done posts similar to this and they do work. It might be intimidating. Just fucking send it and give it a try. And if you hate it and you're cringing, you can always delete it. Like, just try it. It does work, and we're here to support you. Something else that we did during virtual conference, I know a few of you guys participated in this, but when you go and you comment on other people in our team's posts like this, share your story. Be like, I don't know where I'd be without these capsules with my IBS, is what I would say. So, you know, that it works. And if you're looking for a really easy way to create curiosity, ta-da! Low-hanging fruit. That's what we call it. Low-hanging fruit and vegetables. Okay, cool. Thanks, Soph. I want everyone to get 10 quads from this post.
No, don't say that. That's too. No, I do have to say though, I know there were a ton of seeds, and most of them were the seeds that I had planted that followed through with that one. You know what I mean? So like they obviously have been hanging out and watching for a while, but this one, you know, excited them enough to pull the trigger, if you will.
Creating curiosity and planting a seed. What? Okay, I'm gonna make a song with all of our like team keywords for training and whatnot. Okay, so the next thing that we've been talking about is, okay, you had this reset, you had people in it, they had a really great experience. Now what? How do you transition some of these people that were in this group for free into customers or team members? And so Kristen Hilmer actually reminded me of a concept that we've learned repeatedly at events, and it's called the 3-door method. And so what I recommend that you guys do, and you can do this after the Raise Your Vibration event, or if they're not coming, again, you can share the recording, etc. But this is a really powerful tool that you can use every month. So connect with your resetters, tell them, so tell me how your experience impacted you. What was your favorite part? I'm so glad you had such a powerful experience. I have a few options for you moving forward. And you can just, obviously this is broken up into door 1, door 2, door 3, but you can make this into one paragraph. So I can keep inviting you to events, resets, and you can enjoy all of the amazing free offerings the Abundance Project has. You can become a client of mine, experience more one-on-one connection and support throughout the month, our customer portal, and try the amazing plant powders we all rave about. And then door 3, or you can join the Abundance Project community, invite more of your friends and family to the resets, be a part of building these events and growing abundant wealth and health for yourself and others. And kind of gauge where they're at and honor that whichever door that they decide to walk through, they're still a part of your world and your community. Giving people options is really, really powerful because they don't feel like they have to do something. Psychologically, it's just so much more powerful and honestly more effective. So I'm excited if you guys do try this on and make it sound like you, but this is the general gist of it. Let us know how it goes. And yeah, this has worked in the past, so I'm hoping that this will continue to work. Because as we mentioned on Team Call briefly this week, we really are focusing on this monthly flow that's going to be consistent. So, you know, the first week of the month, we'll be doing a reset webinar, which we'll be doing next week. And then the following week, we're focusing on getting your final people into the reset group, preparing the content, getting organized, focusing on attracting customers. And then the next week is when we start the reset. And then, you know, you're really taking care of people. You're nurturing those relationships. You're focusing on exposing them to things. So that first half of the month is really focused on customer attraction. And then you go into that final week of the month and it's the end of the reset. And then that Thursday is the Raise Your Vibration event. And that's when we focus on transitioning people either to customers or to becoming team members. So you go into the next month having some more team members that you can go through that cycle with. So we can continue to talk more about that, but know that there's an intention for where we're placing events. And we're going to continue to give you the tools to move smoothly throughout the month so it's simple for you. So does anyone have questions on the 3-door method before we move on? No? Okay, we can always come back to it. All right, let's talk about talking. Reach outs and connection. And so this is the kind of the concept of making it uniquely your own. And before we kind of get into some fun, juicy stuff, I wanted to bring up this book. I know a few of you guys have heard me talk about it, Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy, I don't know how to say her last name, Neustadt, maybe. And I listened to this book when I first joined the business. Mitra Ray was all about it when I first joined a few years ago. And it frickin' rocked my world. I listened to it on the way to Telluride and back and made Tom listen with me. But it's so good. And there's 2 specific tools that she mentions in her book that I wanted to bring up today. And I can get you guys images of these, but the reach out rules and then pain versus no pain. So first, the reach out rules, really powerful. There's 14 of them. And actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to get out of this and share. I think I took a picture of it. I forgot to put it into the presentation, if we're being honest. All right, I'm gonna pull this up. Cool. This is not fancy by any means. Hopefully you guys can see this all right. So these are the reach out rules that she mentions. So 1, don't be attached to the outcome of any one conversation. I think that's so massive. You guys have heard us say that 100 times. And then, so she goes into detail on each one of these in her book. Rule number 2, don't be on the hunt. That's not the energy of our business. That's not what we do. We are spreading something that we love. You know, we're sharing that. Spreading is probably not the best word to use right now during COVID. Okay. Rule number 3, less is more. Keep it simple, right? 4, be authentic and check yourself. If it doesn't feel like you, take a step back and reframe, shift, you know? Rule number 5, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I love this just trust yourself. And that's really hard to do, but in those conversations, trust. If you're speaking from your heart, they will receive it. And if they don't, they weren't meant to. And maybe they will in a year or 2 years, right? Rule number 6, if you find yourself convincing, stop it. That's not our job. We're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We are here to, again, just, put light on something that's massively impactful in our own lives. Number 7, listen and really listen. This is so important. You want to understand what someone's going through. Ask them good questions. Rule number 8, work from appointment to appointment. I love this one. So when you're sharing a video or you're connecting with someone, you know when you're going to follow up with them next, and they have an expectation of when you are going to follow up with them. Rule number 9, don't count your chickens before they hatch. This is something that I've caught myself doing, the concept of, someone seems super excited about the business and they seem all in, but they haven't signed up, and I'm focusing on them entirely instead of looking outward. Who else needs this right now? I'm just focusing on that one person, or maybe the few people that have said that they're interested but haven't taken action. All right. Rule number 10, lead with the business, default to the products. I think if you guys were on the call with Ellie on Tuesday night for team call, she talked about this. It's really hard to share a product and someone's like, oh, not for me. And then be like, well, there's a business around it, So lead with the business, lead with the mission, lead with the community, and then share the products. Because as you guys know, if anybody says what's your favorite part of what you do, it's the community. The products are great, but the people fucking rock. Yeah. Okay. Rule number 11, don't leave rambling voicemails, or don't get on the phone and just vomit on people. That's what tools are for. That's why we share audio and video and, written word, so they don't want to hear it from you, unfortunately. All right. Rule number 12, lead with what's in it for them. I love this. This is an acronym that she goes through, and get the book to figure out what that acronym means. And we'll talk more about that in a second, actually. So rule number 13, if it's a no to the business, ask for referrals. This is really massive. Find a way to ask for referrals with people. And honestly, you can go indirect right into the conversation. We've talked about this. Approaching the conversation from a place of who do you know versus I think this is for you. And you can say, this is the type of person I'm looking for, and describe them. So they'll come to their own conclusion that they're the right person for it, right? And then the last rule, don't end the conversation without talking about becoming your customer. So, I agree. And at the same time, if someone's really not interested, change the subject, talk about their dog, get to know them, build a relationship. You can always come back and invite them to another event and have additional opportunities to plant seeds. So as you can see, this woman has narrowed down what to focus on and to keep that in your heart so beautifully. And I really recommend that you guys get the book and check that out. That was kind of a quick rundown. And I can put that photo in Tea Time if you guys are interested. The next part that she talks about is pain versus no pain. And I know Caroline actually does this really well. But before she goes into a conversation, she thinks about the person. Okay, what are they going through? In their world, what are their pain points? And then in an alternate world, what would it look like if they did not have those pain points? So I'm going to pull up another image of how she shares this and what it can look like. Super simple. So pain, tired of the impossible schedule, really wants that big income and doesn't love the pressure at work. And then in an alternate reality, no pain, wants flexibility for her family, can grow replacement income and add more fun to her life. How many people do you know that could fit inside this pain, no pain scenario, this profile, if you will? Like so many humans. So this is super simple. I recommend trying this on when you're talking to people one-on-one. And so Soph and I were talking about kind of putting you guys through some examples. So my thought here is just describe someone, kind of a maybe a classic prospect, and I'd love to hear how you would go about the conversation. So I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit. We both are. So let's start with someone's pain points. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna actually describe myself. So when I was searching for this business, my pain points were I did not like my job. I knew that there was something more aligned with my heart out there, right? I knew that I could be more in my purpose in serving people. And I knew that there was a way to make money that didn't feel like it was soul sucking, right? I just didn't have I didn't have the tools. I didn't know where to look. So thinking about me, anybody here can unmute themselves. How would you approach that conversation? What would you share with me? What would you say to me? And if no one unmutes themselves, I'm going to call on somebody. What would you tell me? What would you share with me? Well, how would you approach that conversation? Would you get on the phone with me? Would you invite me to something? I'm open. I just don't know it exists. All right, Caitlin's out of here. What would you do, Alex?
I would invite you to the Body Love Reset or like a raise your vibration thing, because you sound like there's some spirituality in what you're saying. So I feel like you would fit more into that, just to introduce you to the community. And then I would just say, like, I resonate with what you're saying so much. Like, that was me. And that's why I became part of this community. And I wouldn't be doing other things that line with my purpose if it wasn't for this community. And I would talk about like meditation, and I would talk about how like I wouldn't be sharing my meditations without this community. And it's not just about the plant powders or the shakes or things like that. And I'm actually having this like basic exact conversation with a girl right now. She just was saying, like, long story short, she was a social worker and hated it, so quit to bartend, and is like trying to find her purpose and did some traveling and things like that. Just doesn't know what's next for her. And I was like, there's nothing that will support you more than this community. And also, by the way, you can make money doing it, and so you'll kill all these birds with one stone. So just said like pretty much that. Yeah, I would invite her and just be like, this is the support, and this is a way to help you find yourself through support, and also by making money, so you don't have to go back to the jobs that you hate.
I'd take a look. And that's all you need. Someone to just be open to taking a look.
Yeah, and the community sells itself. Like the Body Love Reset sells itself, or the events sell itself. Like, you know, the people that you meet, like, it sells itself. So like, yeah, if they're open, you can get them on there. If they're like, I mean, we're desperate. Like you sounded like a little bit desperate there. Like, I know I was like chomping at the bits for something. So like they're looking for it.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for changing my life. Seriously though, people will thank you for changing their life. That is the power of what we have. And by sitting in your own story and making it about you, you can't help anybody. You can't change their lives. And like when you make it about them and what they need, and that's exactly what Romy was talking about with that one rule, you know, make it about them. Get out of your own shit. Get over your damn self. You have something that will change a life. You guys get it. I can rant about that one forever. So if you have an example profile of someone, maybe a mom or athlete or somebody that you want to throw out there.
There's like 5 examples in my head, so I need to pick one.
Fine.
No, it's good. Let's see. So, Hannah, are we going just towards the business right now, or customer also?
Let's try a customer one.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna give my mom's story and see what you guys might say. So she's been dealing with autoimmune issues for my whole life, all the 30 years I've known her, and has fibromyalgia, has chronic inflammation, can't do all the activities that she once wanted to do, and just overall is in a lot of pain and inflammation, which is affecting the rest of her life. And she's trying all these alternative things. You know, she's very open to whatever can help her, and just hadn't found the right thing yet.
How would you guys approach that situation?
Autoimmune and inflammation.
And older,
Yeah.
not someone that's in your general demographic. So sometimes maybe more challenging to relate to.
I think maybe I would first ask like if she would be willing to hear about something that could help with those issues. Just say like, "Hey, I know it might seem crazy, but like I have this not even awesome product, but I probably word it differently than that if I think about it more. Just like, like I've been taking this product and there's, would you be willing and open to hearing about how it can benefit you?" And then if she says yes, I would say, it helps with the things that you're struggling with. And there's proof and there's studies that show it. And, if you want to read them, I can give them to you. If you just want to go for it, then let's go for it. But like, I'm confident that these could possibly help, and I'm not going to promise that they will, but, there's studies shown that they have helped others, and it might be an easy change for you.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Just to add to that, I would also probably like relate her information to my own story and tell her that it it did cure my inflammation. So kind of coming from like the proof right there that it actually works could I'm trying to say make her like more open to it.
Totally.
So yeah, relate to your own story.
Yeah. And also maybe figure out how she receives information best. So that's where bank code could come in. You could ask her, you could use the script with bank code and then try to figure out if she's a nurturer or she wants knowledge and information. But, especially when someone's going through something more medical, do they want to hear about a story of someone like them healing? Do they want to see the research right away? Or do they just want to get started and just give it a go and be in a hurry, their action. So incorporating that just even in your mind and your thoughts when you're talking to someone like, Sophia knows her mom. She knows how she's going to receive things. She trusts Sophia.
I basically was like, you are trying this.
Yeah, and if you know them enough, don't give them an option.
Yeah. But yeah. If I did come across someone else who's dealing with autoimmune stuff, now I have a story, right? Because her story is like she couldn't produce tears for 20 years and now she has tears in her eyes because of Juice Plus. And she has less pain than she's been in since I've known her. So, because of inflammation. But you guys can use that story too. Like, that's why I'm telling it, because if autoimmune stuff is scary for people, it's a really, it's hard. It's debilitating. People are fearful and they're in a lot of pain. So, just being able to relate, and hers are different than others. So it's all about inflammation, right?
Yeah. You don't have to have the exact story.
Right.
Success. It doesn't have to be that someone had the exact same thing. Inflammation is inflammation. Autoimmune is autoimmune. You don't need the exact, like, this person has Hashimoto's, you have Hashimoto's, you can probably find that in our community, but don't let that be limiting for you.
Mhm.
Cool. Good job, guys. I know you said like you had 4, so give us another
I
one.
was just gonna say I have another one.
Good, go for it.
Okay. So now I'm gonna pick my boyfriend, Alex, right? Super hardcore mountain biker, like big tough guy. Has IBS, or well, like always bathroom issues, and wanting to perform better and just like feel good and like action, go, go, go. Like, how is this going to benefit me? I just want to feel good and like perform better. But I also have gastrointestinal issues.
I would probably just buy the products for that. I'm just kidding. I would just say something like if you add more fruits and vegetables to your diet, it could allow you to go to the bathroom more frequently, and that could allow you to not have to worry about that when you're out there on your bike. And I would send him a video, like a athlete video that we have access to, and just tell him that his performance could improve. I feel like that sentence just makes athletes like want to take it. Like, I know that my dad, when I said that to him, and like his recovery as well would improve, he was like, sign me up, like anything to make me bike faster, longer, like I'm there. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Now, know that if you ever have anyone dealing with anything with IBS, that was my story. So feel free to come to me about that. But what Caroline said, I think is perfect. And Kayla had a great question. What would be the best product for someone with GI issues, such as a constant constipation? Trying to get my cousin on, but don't know if the shakes would be better because of the fiber and macros, or if the micros of the capsules would ultimately be best. So this is awesome. Obviously, if they're in a place where they can try all of it, Kayla, please go with that, because it is worth it, and it will change their life, because you need both. For me, it's hard to say which was more powerful. The shakes, however, with their prebiotic fiber, do really, really, really help create, like, heal the gut lining, although the capsules create the daily habit and ritual to heal. So again, it's synergistic. Both is going to be my answer. And maybe you give them the option, and if you explain what each is, and like what do you think you'll take, what will get you excited to heal, because the idea is maybe they get the capsules, but they're not going to take them, and they're going to drink smoothies. Figure out a way in, you know, and once they see the value, they'll be willing to spend their money on all of it, because they can see that it'll heal them. Yeah.
Awesome. And I just one more question too. What is like the biggest selling point for the omegas? Because I have some people interested, but I'm having trouble kind of getting the quad versus the triple.
Anybody else want to answer that one with the omegas?
I love the omegas, but someone else can answer.
I want to hear both, because like Sophia, I know you have a lot of passion for the omegas. I feel like I'm still stuck on like what exactly does.
Well, usually I bring up 3 different points with the omegas. So one, and I told Della this the other day, but it takes 4 pounds of fish to make 1 ounce of fish oil, right? So that's a huge waste for people taking fish oil. It's crazy, and we already have fish populations going down. Don't get me started on that, but you get the point there. And then the other point that I always talk about is usually most omegas have like omega-3, whereas this one has 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And omegas 3 and 9 go directly towards, I think it's gut and brain health. And then 5, 6, and 7 directly for your skin and your hair. So you're getting like so much from one thing that it's like amazing. I mean, I literally have everyone who has taken it like has all had their skin clear up and their hair look like amazing. It's just like so cool that it actually does help skin and hair so much. And fats feed your brain. So like people clarity, I think it just adds that extra boost from the trio to like give you that extra even more clarity in your brain and like more power for your skin and your hair. I mean, that's basically what I usually say.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Summary. They'll change your life. Don't question it.
That's what I want to say, but you know, people really are curious.
Yeah. No, it's true. That was awesome.
That I got my mom sold on was that they were vegan, and I know like my mom's not vegan, but she was taking omegas at one point in her life, just like a one off the shelf, because you know she heard they're good for you, blah blah blah, and then she actually had a false positive on her mammogram, and she asked her mom about it, and her mom said that that often happens with like off the counter omegas. So not that you have to share that story of her false positive, because that's obviously really scary and you don't want to scare someone away from the omegas, but you can just say like it's all natural and no weird shit's gonna happen to you like that. So that's I was, you know, there has been no, I mean, as so far that hasn't happened with the Juice Plus omegas. It's with anyone that we know. So just the fact that it's vegan, it's natural, it comes from the source, not from the fish, is huge.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Also, a lot of fish have mercury, and a lot of these things are not tested that thoroughly. I've considered it as like microdosing mercury poisoning. Like, maybe you don't want to say that, but in my mind, it's basically what you're doing. You don't know what's in these freaking capsules. They don't test them the way that they should.
Yeah, and that's the thing about all the Juice Plus capsules, including the omegas. Like everything is tested for stuff that's not in the plants that are used. You know, everything's cold pressed or dehydrated at low temperatures. It's so clean. That's huge.
NSF certification. Cool. Great questions, Kayla. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. Great answers, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe we shift into, if any of you are having trouble talking to someone right now, and maybe we can break down their pain points and how to approach it. Or maybe someone that you're really scared to connect with, that you haven't reached out to, you're like, I don't even know what to do. You got one? Go for it, girl.
My best friend of all time, love her to death. We text every single day. We're long distance best friends. She lives in Atlanta and she has IBS. And I don't know how often she struggles with it, but her boyfriend also has Crohn's. So they have that kind of connection together. And like, I just don't even know how to talk to her or bring it up, because like, I personally don't know how often she struggles with her IBS. Like, we'll go to music festivals together and stuff, and she like will often be like, oh, like I have to go to the bathroom at the worst times at festivals and stuff. But music festivals aren't happening right now. So I just don't know how to like talk to her. She's my best friend. And I tried inviting her to the reset, and she kept saying how busy she was. And I don't even think she ever looked at the webinar, and I didn't bug her about it, but I did ask her a couple times, like, hey, did you check it out? She's like, oh, I'll do it later. And then it was like Thursday of last week on the reset, and she was like, oh, I'll get to it today. And then I just kind of gave up. Like, I even added her to the group, tagged her and stuff. Don't think she ever looked at it. So I don't even know where to begin with her, because like, I know she'd benefit from it, but I'm worried that she's going to save money and blah, 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 even though she spends her money on other things throughout the month. So, and she's my best friend. So I just don't know where to begin.
It's a great one. Anybody calling? Yeah, girl, go for it.
Savannah, I would just say, like, look, just be like, if that's your best friend, like, you feel like you can be straight up with her. Like, if it was my best friend, I'd be like, look, dude, I love you. I found something that I know helps people. And so I feel like because I love you, I want to share it with you. If this is not your gig, then that's cool. Be honest with me. But I genuinely want to help you because I love you and I don't want you to struggle anymore. And like, just take a look at this stuff. But if you're telling me no, then that's fine. I'll lay off. But like, just tell her, like, dude, I'm just trying to help you because I love you and I don't want you to suffer. And I know you're suffering. And I know these products help people who struggle with what you're struggling with.
Yeah, and she has asthma, and so she like has been crazy about the quarantine. Like they get all their groceries delivered for the past 3 months, and they wipe everything down and things like that, just because like he has Crohn's and then all of this stuff. So they've been crazy about it. So they've been eating like shit. Like I know that she's like sending me. She's like, I mean, of course I love pizza rolls, but she's like in her later 20s and like eating pizza rolls as her like main meal because she like can't go out to eat and like things like that. Like, and so I know that she'd benefit from them, but I just don't want to come off as like, buy this.
Right. No, just be like, yeah, just, I love you and I'm trying to help you. But like, if you're not interested, then I understand. And so like, almost kind of like put it on her. Like maybe she has to look in the mirror and be like, well, what am I doing to help myself? Like, do I want to keep struggling? You know, things like that. And you're just trying to help her. Like, you're not trying to sell her some shit. You're genuinely trying to help her. So just go in with like that mindset. And if she's not receptive to it, then she's just not ready. And when she's ready and she's like I was kind of saying, like she's gonna get to a point where she's desperate, where she's gonna live in suffering. So
yeah,
you know, you can love on people, but at the end of the day, they got to meet you where they're at.
Okay, thank you.
I had another thought too. If you want to, Alex, that's perfect. That's exactly what I would say as well. But if you're really like, I can't talk to her about this, you could always go indirect and talk to her about her boyfriend, you know, because he has Crohn's. So then it's not like you, it's him, but you're spitting in ways on how it helps your immunity and, you know, things like that. And then she might be like, well, I want that too. You know, you never know. That's always an option.
Ask questions. Understand her pain more, because like you said, you don't know how much she's struggling with it right now. She's like, girl, how's your IBS? How are your poops? Best friends, you can ask her that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ask her about her poop.
Thank you.
And like, are you worried about your lungs right now? Like, I know this is scary. I mean, I care about you. I worry about you. Like, if there's any way I can help you boost your immune system during this time, like I would be so happy to help, you know.
There's a lot of stories about asthma, a lot, especially children, but there's a lot of testimonials that I've heard over the years at events about parents that have kids with severe asthma and allergies and taking Juice Plus and how much it's healed them. So yeah, well, trust that. And then also we can get you some more resources on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have 2 customers that don't have allergies anymore. It's massive. Like spring allergies that kill them every single year. One of them's my dad. He's like, right now he would be, and he's allergic to cats, and he hung out in my sister's house for 2 days and did nothing.
So cool.
I'm not allergic to avocados anymore.
Yeah.
Neither is Tom.
Pretty sure I'm not allergic to garlic anymore either.
Yes!
Right? Yep. I watched my friends put garlic in the recipe and I didn't say anything and I was fine.
Yeah, that's a massive one because Kayla was concerned.
Crazy.
It is crazy because Kayla was concerned when she started the product to take the vegetable because it has garlic in it. But know that, and obviously talk to the person, you don't want to like trick them, but if people have some sort of food allergy to something in the capsule, it's such a small dose that often the micro dosing of it will help their allergy, their food allergy over time.
I sprinkled the vegetable in, like I didn't do it full dose every day. I started with like a half dose of the vegetable maybe every other day and then got a little more and a little more because it did upset my stomach at first. And then, yeah, slowly it was fine. And now I'm taking it full dose every day. And yeah, so I told that to my mom because she's got garlic and onion issues too. So I just said, start slow and introduce it, you know, until you feel comfortable with it. And then I'm confident that eventually, sooner than later, you'll be able to take a full dose and you'll be fine.
It's awesome. This is also a great recommendation. If you have a customer who is struggling with severe bloat and diarrhea or upset stomach because of the capsules and they're taking a full dosage, tell them to start over and do exactly what Kayla just did with each capsule and try and figure out, like, there might be a plant or some sort of fruit or vegetable that you have a slight allergy to. And it might not be detox, but just slowly integrate them in, and then your body will become used to it over time. It's like an elimination diet with the capsules. I had to do that recently with someone, and they were ready to send it all back and be done. So, cool. We've got a few more minutes. Is there anybody else that's struggling with a specific situation that they want to talk out? Also know that this is what your upline is for. Hopefully they get back to you. I've been bad this week, but great to have you on, Della. Cool. Wow. Any other questions? Who's coming to the retreat? Who's gonna send us at least a deposit?
I really want to come, but we might still be in Massachusetts at that point. I'm texting with Zach right now because he's classic Zach. Like, well, I don't know. We might come back the 30th, but it might make sense to stay that weekend. And I'm like, well, I kind of gotta know. So I don't know.
You tell him. You gotta tell him where you gotta be.
That's true. Yeah, I should say let's just go earlier. So, when did you say the deadline for this group to let you know is?
I mean, it's just that the spots are probably gonna fill up. So it's first
Right.
come, first serve.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have 19, well, now I don't know how many spots we have left. Do you know how
We
many
have-
left?
15?
Yeah.
Left. Okay. Well, I'll try to kick him in the pants and get some answers, and I'll try to make it because I think it would be super cool. I would love to do a little forest bathing walk for us all up there if I can come. So
That'd be
hopefully.
fucking awesome.
That'd be amazing.
Forest bathing. Amazing. Oh, well, cool.
Cool, yay.
Cool. Well, ladies, we have a few minutes. Why don't we send 1 or 2 invites to the Raise Your Vibration event right now?
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be back in time. I gotta go to Glenwood later,
They
but
can still show up if you're not there.
okay, cool,
They can go.
perfect.
Okay, I'm muting.
What
Love
time
you. Bye.
Bye, Alex. She's like, I'm not inviting anybody.
No, I am. I just have to pee so bad, but I'm gonna invite after I pay.
You can take
Okay.
that with you.
Bye.
I really try, if you want to do the video, it's awesome. Like, record yourself talking. It works really well. People love it.
What time is Raise Your Vibration today?
6 p.m. Mountain. And then I'll put in the group, with the flyer in there. I'll add the flyer again. There's that. Oh, and then I will add this.
have a question.
Yeah.
What type of verbiage do you use when someone's like, what is that? Like, if they can't understand what it is from the flyer, how would you explain what goes on during a Raise Your Vibration event?
I would say it's like a virtual women's circle where we'll meditate and breathe and do some journaling and just be together in community. You're welcome.
One more time. I was typing.
You're fine. It's like a women's circle where it's a virtual women's circle where we'll meditate and we will breathe together and journal and be in community. And I always encourage people to come either with a cup of tea or cacao.
I put this thing on our little chat. It was just like, I wrote out kind of like the details, like meditation, breath work, because I thought that this thing was kind of like constipated for me. Like if I didn't know, it would just, it's a lot at once.
Cool.
So I did both.
Love that. I agree. Sometimes the flyers can be overwhelming, and that's why I like to do like a face or a voice.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah.
get around it a little.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta run, guys.
Great to see you, Caroline. All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock. If you want to stick around, feel free. I'm going to stop recording.